Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another YouTube video. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been interacting with me on Telegram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, in the comments of these videos. I really appreciate you, and I am trying to grow my social media channels. Remember guys, I don't actually make really any money from this at all, especially at the minute. I don't accept sponsorships. I just do it because I want to help you guys and share the information that I know, and I want to reach as many people as I can, because all I'm trying to do is share information. So if you can share this with a friend, like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. There's one other thing that I wanted to talk about before I get into this, and that is I'm going to be starting a Discord chat in the evenings that anyone who wants to come in and just, it's mainly for me and my two best mates, to be completely honest. We've started doing it, just looking over the charts, having a chat about what we think is going on with crypto. They're not as into crypto as I am, so I just try and relay my information to them. And if you want to be there as a listener, feel free to come and join. All you have to do is comment on this video with your Discord name or handle, whatever you want to call it, and I'll try and get you involved. It's just an idea for now. I might open it up to questions at the end of each session. It'll only be like an hour and a half, and really informal, just a chat. We'll probably just say stupid stuff to each other too, but I just wanted to put an opportunity for you guys out there who just want to come and listen to what sort of things we talk about. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. Actually, one last thing I wanted to say is I've put a lot of planning into this, not necessarily into the structure and format of the video, but there's a lot of things I wanted to talk about. So if you do enjoy it, if you would share it with someone, that would be great for me, and I hope that you learn something from this, or at least it opens your eyes to some things that are going on. Okay, so we don't really need to go over this. I go over this every video. If you've not been here before, go and check some of my recent videos, and you can look at the previous price action that I talk about. This is the elephant in the room, isn't it? We've dropped what was the percentage drop yesterday? So from the top to the bottom, we've dropped 19%, and wow, did that feel like a lot of the time. As soon as you've got more money in the space, fiat values going up. We're at 52,000. A 20% drop is colossal psychologically and emotionally, and I'm there with you guys, but just take a step back when things like this happen, because it isn't the first time it's happened. Is it too early to say whether this is just a correction or not? Yes, it is too early. We don't know specifically. There's not enough data. We only have 1 day or half a day so far after the initial drop. But has this happened before? Yes. And let's talk about that quickly before we go into anything else. So let's find a few occasions where we have had drops like this. What did I say? 19, 20%? I mean, this is probably one here. There's a 17. The next day after that, we've got another 17. We've got drops in these areas here, probably roughly 20%, I'd say. This one, there's a nice 20 there. There's probably one around here, I'd say is around that. No, 14% are there, and we had them in 2017 as well. I'm not going to scroll back there because I already showed you what like some proof of them in the past, but there are them in 2017 too. So what is happening? What's gone on? To be completely honest, guys, nobody really knows. I can show you a few indicators that might have pointed this out to you before, and I did mention that this could be happening tomorrow, could be happening yesterday. If we go to the RSI quickly, look, we were massively overbought. We've now massively oversold on Bitcoin. That's on the 4-hourly, and if you look on the hourly as well, overbought, now we're oversold, and that gives us room to start moving back up and recorrect, and that's why it's called a correction. So we're basically resetting some of these indicators, giving us that opportunity to move on forwards again. Should we move up again from here? No one knows exactly, and now's not a time to be absolutely crap in the bed about what's going on. So what's interesting and what's not interesting about this drop? I'll get rid of this RSI so you got more of a screen. So we didn't come back below the 0.382, which is a great sign, guys. We've wicked down, we've nearly touched it, and we've rejected it so far. Awesome. We have wicked down below the 50-day on the dailies, and we have not wicked down below the 200. We're still in an uptrend. So what is going on? What do we think is going to happen for the future? If we look at Ethereum, something that's quite important to me, we were stuck under this resistance for months. We really celebrated when we broke out of this resistance. Where were we? $3,384. We were stuck under it for months. We wicked down below. We did go below the 50-day. Again, this is the 0.5 that it looks to have touched. or this previous resistance level here. But now we had the daily candle close above that resistance, and to me that is a major sign. If we can hold above that again today, I think we are looking at a reversal personally. But again, it's too early to say completely. And we're going to look at XRP as well. It drops down perfectly onto this level here, which has been used as previous like resistance there, boom. And if you go all the way back, it's previous resistance here, okay? So there are some levels that it is adhering to, and that's something that you need to remember as well. Did we need this sell-off? Probably. Is it healthy? We don't know yet. They're completely honest answers with you, okay? So now let's get into the market caps, because these are pretty important, because especially the altcoin market cap that I'm going to show you in a minute it's kind of mad that it wicks exactly to two of my previous support levels, and it touches both. It's a bit strange. I'll show you in a second. But we've had a nice ride up, guys, with no corrections, with nothing, like nothing at all. If you look here, the way we're riding up, boom, correct, up, correct, up, correct, up, correct, up. Look what we've done here. Yeah, up, tiny correction, up, tiny correction. Barely even. Like you could say that's almost a straight line up. This was coming. Like at some point, I didn't think it'd be a flash crash like that. I actually thought it would grind us down for a few weeks. But we've had the flash crash. Don't know what I prefer, to be completely honest. If we do bounce out of here, great. I probably prefer a flash crash so it's not drawn out. If we do then grind down from here, ultimate pain, flash crash into a drawn out consolidation period. Not a nice feeling. But let's see what happens, guys. Okay, I'm just showing you that it's not dissimilar from anything we've seen in the past. And then this is the interesting one for me. Look at that. I've not drawn these lines in today, and you can go and check my last YouTube videos. They've been there for a long time. Yesterday's wick perfectly touched that 1.03 trillion. So we came down and we wicked to this previous resistance level, now flipped into support at 1 trillion, 1.03 trillion. And then today, we've wicked down for the altcoin market cap, and we've touched this previous resistance here, 1.18 trillion. I do talk about them quite a lot. If you look at my old YouTube videos, you'll see that. So that's very interesting for me. Could we come down and consolidate? What I would probably see as a pattern here is to come down here and we just lurk around there and then look to move on out of there. But as I said, we could quite easily hit a bottom, come up here, touch down this bottom, and then be starting to move on out of that zone as well. So they're the other options, okay? I did see a trade on Algorand last night, and I did talk about it in that Discord chat that I was on about. There's a few things that I can draw up to, but you know what? We'll talk about them tonight if you come into the Discord chat. I have sold my Algorand today. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm always transparent with you. Sold my Algorand today into XRP. Massive gamble. Wouldn't advise it, but it's what I'm personally doing because I've got my exit plan completely nailed for XRP. But what I'm looking for today, it would be nice to have this daily candle close for Ethereum above this resistance. And with Bitcoin, if we can get above this 0.5 resistance level, then we're, for me, golden for continuation, as Coins Kid would say. Okay? There's everything with that. And now I've got a few things to talk about as to why I don't think that this is going to be bear market territory for crypto. Let's go for Google Trends to start with. And again, this is something we discussed last night in the Discord chat. So on May the 9th, as you can see on the left there, we were at the absolute peak for interest in cryptocurrency. And if you look where that is, May the 9th is right here. So the most retail investors got involved or searched about cryptocurrency on this date. The day before, we absolutely capitulated, okay? You can say that whether is that planned or not, who knows? This spike before April the 18th is March. It might be near the top. So the absolute top was the first spike. Well, just after the top was the first spike. Then we have a dump. So this comes in, and we have a dump in crypto, and then people start to get back involved in crypto again. Okay, they think it's going back up, rallying. Look, Bitcoin's at a really high price. They've probably not seen it at this price before. Most of the retailers, that the retail investment, well, I can't think of the word right now. I don't know what's going on in my head. The retail hype, we'll call it, is absolutely at its pinnacle here. and then the market absolutely drops. Big difference between then and now. We're only at a 38 to 41 on the interest level. This is on Google Trends. Sorry, I don't know if I said that or not. It's on Google Trends, where you can search for what people are searching for on Google. And that, yeah, the absolute pinnacles are 100 in May. It's not 100 people, it's just the top interest over time. And at the minute we're at 41, and we've had this massive correction. So if there is, like people say, pulling strings behind the curtain, or elites controlling it, tell you what, this area is, well, it looks like there's some kind of manipulation there, to be completely frank, doesn't it? You can see it yourself. That's the peak. That's the peak day of retail interest. And then we have that massive capitulation. And then here, there's no peak. We're just chugging along. We're slowly starting to go back up. So if there is people manipulating the market, pulling strings behind closed doors, do you think they want to be completely dumping it at this price when there's not that many retail involved? I personally think no. Okay, so that's my personal opinion on that, and I hope that helps you guys with some thoughts. And we're going to get into why I think that happened in relation to El Salvador in a bit. But yeah, let's get on to the next little point that I've got. And then this is the next thing. So we wake up today with this. Coinbase slams regulation by litigation as SEC threatens to sue over lending product. The more the SEC open their mouths and slap lawsuits around, the more I lean towards corruption. Straight up, not gonna dress it up for you anymore. I think this is a load of crap. I think it's a load of crap, and I think that the SEC are in bed with Wall Street. Basically, what's happened is Coinbase have released this program where they're planning to go live in a few weeks. Basically, you can earn on your US dollar coin like interest in a bank, and then they also releasing you can take $100,000 loan on Bitcoin if you hold enough Bitcoin in the Coinbase exchange. And the SEC do not like it. They do not like it. Do you know why? Because they're not lining the bank's pockets with the money. They're then now lining this new cryptocurrency world with some money, and the SEC are like, no, our bank friends have to be making the money, not Coinbase. And they can come out and say, yeah, we're doing it to protect the investor. They don't have the same regulations. Well, actually, the SEC, last I checked, Coinbase are a public company, and to go public, they had to have done everything in regulatory compliance with you, which you signed off. And they also have insurance for anyone who is going to be taking one of these loans of up to 100,000 for their Bitcoin. So if they've got insurance on it and they're getting a loan on their cryptocurrency, and now you're suing them for doing that, can you please explain to me how that is protecting the investor in any way? And you can read this thread by Brian Armstrong, who's the CEO of Coinbase, because it's extremely interesting. He's a great guy. And do you know something else that's important about this? Before Coinbase went public, he spent a lot of time in Washington speaking to Congress about how to go forward with cryptocurrency. So you know what? I really nearly said something that I shouldn't really be saying on here, but F the SEC, basically. And then we had this tweet from, it's not here, where's Brian? I need to find Brad Garlinghouse. He tweeted this morning, which made me laugh. Off the back of the lawsuit, Brad Garlinghouse tweeted to Brian Armstrong, so he's the CEO of Ripple, to the CEO of Coinbase, welcome to the party, pal. And do you know what? That just sums it up for me. It really, really, really does. And that's enough on that. So some other things in the news. Binance to halt Singapore products after central bank warning. It seems that everyone's after Binance. Binance said consumer protection is important to all of us. Binance.com statement: we are ready to assist regulators from around the world and together find the optimal way to set a fair playing field. Again, I do think this honestly comes back to the fact that the banks aren't making the same percentages as what Binance are. Less money is going through the banks because people are now interested in crypto. Whether they're doing it the right way or the wrong way, I'm not one to discuss that because I don't understand the regulations that probably don't really exist yet. They probably are doing some things wrong, but I feel like if you're an innovator in any space, you probably are going to. And that isn't me defending them, that's just me speaking my mind. And then the next thing is this. So yesterday was a monumental day for cryptocurrency. Take the dump away. It's a 20% dump. Forget about that. Think about this from a perspective of in 10 years' time, okay? Yesterday was the first day that any country made officially had cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, as legal tender, which is monumental. It's monumental. It's a currency created by the people or whoever it's created by. Like, doesn't matter whether you think it's governmental or whatever. We've been using it as an online currency, and now a country is accepting it as legal tender. And something else that really made me laugh, and I did put some tweets out there about that. So if you don't follow me on Twitter already, get over there and follow me. It's at CryptoInsight UK. With this little cat is my NFT, is my DP, and this is Nayib Bukele, and he is the president of El Salvador, and he said, buying the dip, 150 new coins added. It appears the discount is ending. Thanks for the dip at IMF News. So he obviously thinks that the IMF are crashing the market, and I'm going to get into that in 1 second. We saved $1 million in printed paper. El Salvador now holds 550 Bitcoin. So I thought that was awesome. A big FU to the legacy banks, a big FU to people like the IMF, and the World Bank. So what my personal speculation is that the IMF and other legacies tried to crush the price of Bitcoin yesterday to show that El Salvador that they should be complying in terms of you need to follow our financial lead, otherwise we're going to destroy you, when I think that is completely unfair and unreasonable for a country with a small economy or trying to do something different. Why the hell shouldn't they be allowed to pick Bitcoin if they want to? It's not hurting anyone, they're not starting any wars, they're just being a bit different. Yes, there's not a lot of regulation on it at the minute, but you know what? If you don't make any regulation, there isn't going to be any regulation. You can't just be like, oh yeah, you can't do that because you're not using our currency, so now you're never going to be able to trade with us. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really gets on my nerves. But one thing to keep your eye on, guys, is that things are still happening. So Vast Bank in America are now the first nationally chartered bank that allows you to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency assets directly with your bank account. So I did want to end on that note. I feel like hopefully I've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. I have wrote a little note over here, so I'm just having a look. Oh, one last thing on this is a potential play that could be happening if we don't get that close above the 0.5 today. We could see a double tap into this region before we head out of this zone. But I personally would think that this is a flash crash and a correction from the structure that it looks like at the minute. We've had the volume, the big sell. We've had a big sell-off this morning, but then we've had the volume pushing it back up. And if this turns to a green day, then we are looking good for continuation. It's obviously too early to tell, but that would be my speculation. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know I've rambled on quite a lot there. I don't know if I've just talked about everything. I'm quickly checking. Yeah, it looks like I have. As I said, if you did want to be involved in our Discord chats, we just go through the charts. You can come in. We're going to talk we're going to talk about what we want to talk about, like as in me and my friends. And then at the end, if you can follow along, we'll probably screen share. You can follow along and then give me your input at the end, or if you've got any questions. But as I said, it's going to be very informal. It's more of a chat between me and my friends. And if you want to be involved, then you can be. Just put your Discord in the comments below. Or just message me on here on YouTube, but a comment saying I'd like to be involved, and I'll get back to you privately. If you don't want anyone to know your Discord name, we can sort that sort of thing out. Or follow me on Twitter and drop me a DM on there. But yeah, please share this video with someone else if you enjoyed it, guys. If you don't already subscribe, please hit that subscribe button and the like for the YouTube algorithm. I really hope this helps you with some insight as to what's going on in the markets. Essentially, don't be too worried about this. I'm not. In the grand scheme of things, do research onto your cryptos if it's a day where you're scared, and this is why you should never hold crap coins, because you never know if they're going to recover or not. They are literally just a gamble. But with that being said, I'm definitely going to end this video now. So thank you for listening, and I'll be back tomorrow with another banger, hopefully. Peace up, A-Town down, as Usher would say.